Hello and welcome to Health and Wellness, another show about well-being, right? This is about how we can improve our health. We're talking about emotional health, physical health, psychological health, spiritual health. We're talking about how we can improve our lives. And I don't think there's a better time in history than now. It's about taking our own responsibility. It's about understanding that in our hands, quite literally, is our own well-being. And that means our optimal well-being. It's not about us comparing ourselves to anybody else in this world. It's about our own personal optimal well-being. Now, this show isn't about me. It's about my guests, and we have already people coming in with comments, so you're welcome to send comments. So we have already Sheila coming in from British Columbia in Canada. Wonderful. And my guest is a wonderful, beautiful guest from Toronto, so that'll be great. We've got Mary Grace, the amazing Grace, Diane Luzon from Toronto coming in, and she's coming in from Toronto, Canada. Wonderful. So let's get on with it. I cannot believe that we have got a coup here. We've got an amazing, amazing guest. And our guest is Beverley Burdeyney, and she's from Toronto. And I'm going to let her introduce herself. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in Beverley from the green room. Hello there, Beverley.
Good morning, or good afternoon. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, absolutely. Wherever you are in the world, good day to you. And it's a much honor for me to have you on this health and wellness show. As I introduced, this is about general well-being. It's about what we can do in our lives, no matter what age we are, to improve our well-being. But I know that you have a very special story. So I'd like people to understand, who is it? Who is Beverley? And before you even got involved with balloonology, and we'll get into that in a minute, because that's a wonderful idea. But, you know, I understand that you started life off a little bit differently than you are now. Maybe you can explain to our viewers who you are and what that was about.
Absolutely. I'm an 80-year-old woman who was born physically challenged. So determination, courage was always part of my well-being. In order, I wanted to live because life is a gift. I have spina bifida, lumbar 3-5. I have scoliosis, and I have one leg 1.5 inches shorter than the other. So this has made my physical life very challenging, but also highly rewarding and interesting. The challenge came particularly when my parents made a decision that in turn, all the North American doctors only wanted to operate on me. And they were very adamant about the fact that this is what God gave us. We are not operating on her. We'll throw her in the water and let her swim. And I've been swimming ever since. And I've managed very well. The saving grace for me was the fact that I pursued information in Europe, in Wittgenstein, Austria. Dr. Bess Menzindig was very well known for functional movement. And I was told never to get pregnant, but being me, of course, I wanted at least one child. And that has been the most rewarding aspect of my life, because I also have grandchildren. And my daughter's a superhuman being. So I got myself into many problems. Particularly, I also had a placenta previa, so I ended up in bed for about 5.5 months. So by the time my pregnancy came into fruition, I ended up with a body cast, in a wheelchair, and all that went along with it. But I was eventually taught how to control my body, how to work my body, how to make my body work for me. And that's what I learned, and that's what I've done ever since. And I've managed my life well. It has been a challenge. I'm not minimizing it, because I never know what the day brings. whether it's waking up or during the day or whatever. But here I am, as strong as I can be. And until the pandemic kicked in, I was working until 4+ months ago. So I consider myself very blessed.
Look, Beverley, first of all, I'm totally inspired. We'll get to the pandemic and everything later on, but the most inspiring part, I think, of your story is the fact that you didn't just accept the situation as people told you, as was external to you. You went with what you felt was fighting spirit, get yourself in order, and taking it into your own hands, your own responsibility for your own health, your own wellness. Of course, being careful as you do it, I'm sure. And can we just jump, if you don't mind, just for a second, where you are today? What level of fitness are you today? That was when you were very young. What have you managed to do? Just give me the end, and then we'll get to the middle.
Well, I feel I'm as strong as I possibly can be for my age group. I walk minimum an hour to an hour every day. I do my special programming, including using balloons every single day. And of course, I have my own formula for my lifestyle. And that means good nutrition, daily exercise, the big 3 R's, rest, relaxation, relationships, and cultivating a sense of joy and gratitude. And that has carried me through. Along whatever challenge has come my way, I always believed that I could address it, and thank God I have.
Wow, this is absolutely amazing. And can I ask you, you mentioned for your age group, what age group are we talking about then? Because you're looking around, maybe 65, 70 years old to me.
Well, I'm 80 years of age.
Wow, Kayan Hora, wow, amazing. 80 years old. You look much younger than your years.
And most people do not believe that I have all these physical conditions because, with older people, that their posture is not good and they can barely move and everything else. I can challenge anyone and still feel I can hold ground.
Wow, you're an amazing fighting spirit. It's absolutely a joy to hear. It's a big inspiration from me. And we've got Sheila coming in from British Columbia saying hi, Beverley. Hello. And sending you lots of love. She just totally loves that story of yours. It's a wonderful story, and I think those who are watching us will be inspired. Now, what is super interesting for me is when I was introduced to you as a balloonologist. Yeah. Now, the only thing that I know about balloons, apart from children's parties and birthday parties, is those people who actually make like little dogs out of balloons and so on. But you've taken balloons to a totally different level, a level of health and wellness. And I cannot wait to understand what this is about and how did it begin? Okay,
let me give you an understanding why it happened. Excuse me. As you know of my physical issues, I was shoved down the staircase in a particular area by running kids. And rather than go head down on a marble staircase, I grabbed the railing to steady myself. But in doing so, I twisted my right side of the body, causing many, many issues. And in order to overcome this, I had a problem because all the doctors, with no due disrespect to the medical profession, were offering me medication to appease my pain and to deal with it. They all felt, oh, we admire you. You're in the best physical position possible. We have nothing to offer you in the traditional sense of recovery. And I wasn't satisfied with that answer. And medication and I don't jive. So therefore, I saw balloons. And I felt I can adapt the balloons to make them work for me to help restore my body to being functional. So I created a simple, effective program using balloons, and I'll show that to you in a moment, where in turn you stimulate every aspect of your body. It's simple, it's effective, and in turn, once you've done it, you won't stop doing it because of the positive effects that you have. More importantly, there's also been studies done about blowing up balloons for developing your lungs, your diaphragm, and in turn for relaxation. But I personally find that when you do my complete program, not only does it address body rehabilitation and physical fitness, but it's also balance, mindfulness, and relaxation.
Wow. I mean, we're getting a whole program here of mindfulness. We're getting some sort of relaxation maybe coming in with it. And we're also getting that physical exercise. And that kind of just answers that whole round program that we're trying to put forward here in the health and wellness show. If it can take years off our life, or basically off our chronological life, I mean, and give us that well-being and extended life that we obviously see in you, then I think it's worth it to all of us. Is it possible for you to give us a little bit of a demonstration?
Absolutely, absolutely, and I will. The important thing that I do want to mention is that once you start doing this program and do it routinely, I do it at times 2-3 times a day because I never know how my physical body will act up during the course of the day. And as you can see, I'm as functional as I can possibly be. And the interesting part of it is I enjoy this because I'm taking responsibility for my life. I don't have to go to a gym. I don't have to depend on anybody. Just like you brush your teeth in the morning, you can do your exercise program, whether it's in bed lying down, whether it's along the bed. You can do it however, whenever you desire, and make sure that you take care of your health because that's your responsibility and that's your life.
Wonderful. So what a beautiful message. Why don't we go straight into seeing 2 or 3 of those wonderful exercises that you do with the balloon?
Absolutely. Now, what else? Sure. These are standard party balloons that normally people do, as you say, make all sorts of figurines out of it. I simply blow up balloons, and I say blow them because you develop your chest, you develop your lungs, you develop your diaphragm, and it's a relaxation. Now, here are 2 standard balloons, roughly 8 to 10 inches. So what I do is I put one between my shoulder blades at the back of the chair. I open my legs approximately 6 feet apart. My ankles are underneath the knees, and I put the balloon on my chest. And what I do is I press my back into the chair, and I press the balloons into my chest, and just go up and down. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And you can see it's utilizing your entire torso. And when you're doing this, you can see how most older people will fall down like this and look like so. This allows you to elongate your neck, to strengthen your neck so you can look people in the eyes. But more importantly, it helps you breathe. And I believe the circulation through to the brain helps the mindfulness. That's my theory.
Wow, it's absolutely wonderful. And how long would somebody be doing this exercise for?
Like I say, it's very personal. I do probably 10 minutes in the morning. I may throw in some in the afternoon. So, or sometimes, depending on how energetic I am, I may do 15 minutes or something like that. I don't think there's any set rule. It's just how you feel and what your body needs. You have to understand your body. You have to read what your body needs and work with it. That's the most important thing. And now I'm sorry, continue.
So that exercise that you just showed us now, what is the benefit? What is it that you're going to be seeing? What results will you see from that exercise?
Well, just as you've seen how I've used my body, I've used my diaphragm, I've used my lower abdominals. In turn, I've strengthened my neck. and in turn, I've used my arms. And
Right.
while I'm doing that, I'm pressing on my feet. So in turn, I'm using look at, for instance, any exercise that you do with the balloons, it means using every part of your body. Or if I'm doing it like so, you can see how everything is manipulated. And I can even put my elbows on. And again, use my upper body differently. There isn't an area of your body that isn't affected. It's
Wow.
simple, and in turn, it addresses everything that has to be done.
So can you show us another exercise?
Well, let's put now a balloon between your knees and press here. Press your knees in, and now press this into your chest. And then again, that engages your lower body very differently, and press on your feet. And you can just see how my body moves with the balloons in the right way. And that develops the muscles, it creates the circulation and relaxation.
That's wonderful. So these are two different exercises that you showed us.
Yes, but I've also shown you, the ones underneath your
Your armpit. This one again. Yeah.
And the ones on your thighs and pushing upward. You see how my body's moving? And if you put them underneath your elbows, look at how my body's moving differently again.
Wow.
And that's just simply sitting. And
So is there a particular order, or you can do it in any order? Is there a particular order, or you can do it in any order?
Well, I think, any order is acceptable, but you get the feel of how you just proceed, because you start off with the simple one movement, and then you add the additional balloons and things like that.
So, Beverley, that is absolutely fascinating. Do you think that, somebody doing this, if they could make up their own different exercises, or there's a particular ones that
I have the lying position as well, in which you're doing things on the floor or on the bed, right in the bed, because when I couldn't get out of bed, I did my balloon therapy right in bed, so I can actually get off the bed.
Wow, so that's wonderful. So even somebody that's for some reason bedbound for just now, this is a way of exercising their body and in the hope that they will get back out of bed.
And they can. I strongly believe they can. And I'm a perfect example that if you do your best, you can make it happen. Because everything is possible. If you're doing it sufficiently, you can do it. And all I'm saying, you do the best you can with the body that you have. And I've always tried my best.
So Sheila's coming in saying it's great to have this option, and it really does, because it's a very portable option. I mean, it doesn't, there's no weight. Sorry?
And it's not costly. You buy for a couple of dollars.
And and you can always carry a few balloons around.
They may burst it, but be prepared. Or if you're allergic to latex, don't use them. But I'm saying, just be prepared. Balloons burst, so what's the big deal? Do you know what I mean? So, it's easier than having a weight drop on your foot. If a balloon, no big deal.
And it's very easy, very portable to have a few balloons in your bag or your pocket or anything. And I suppose you always have.
When I started working again, I would pull my car over to the side and do the program in the car as I'm parked, and that allowed me to be functional.
This is so inspirational and so amazing, and I understand that there's also doctors, physiotherapists that have looked at it and given their approval of this method as well.
That's correct. I'm endorsed by Dr. Howard Winston. Okay, and he has his sports medicine clinic here in Toronto, and there are also videos online indicating of his participation and his endorsement.
So, Beverley,
it's also under media and under news and events. Yes, endorsement.
So
You've been with me for 30, 35 years, but not with the Ballonology program, but people who believe in what I've been teaching for almost 40 years.
So you've been teaching this for almost, can I ask you, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you or to learn more about this,
yes,
how would they get in touch with you?
Go to www.ballonologist.com.
So say that again, please.
www.ballonologist.com.
Oh, ballonologist.com. All right, wonderful.
And in turn, there's information about my phone number, my email, anything you want. I'm online, yes.
This is wonderful. All I can say is, Beverley Burdeyney, thank you very much for being my guest.
Thank you kindly. Have a great day.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Disclaimer. The show is for entertainment purposes only and not professional advice. To inquire about something specific regarding the content, we suggest you contact the guest speaker directly. Should you wish to apply to be a guest on the show, please contact Dov Benyaacov-Kurtzman on factcpfa@gmail.com. Dov Benyaacov-Kurtzman is founder of Heads Up CIO, a UK emergency response charity for cognitive psychological first aid, and is a highly experienced psychotherapist, executive business coach, and author of the book, Mind Over Terror, 3 Weeks, 2 Cities, 1 Mission. With over 10,000 hours of experience and academic degrees in government, law, clinical social work, and a postgraduate diploma in psychiatry with distinction, Dov is well placed to help you. He's also available for public speaking and